Crafting the Brand Positioning Chapter 10.
To succeed, a company must distinguish its products and services from others. DirecTV's success demonstrates the value of carving out a unique position in the market. Creating a strong brand position involves understanding consumer needs, company capabilities, and competition, as well as employing disciplined and creative thinking. Marketing strategy depends on segmentation, targeting, and placement, STP. It involves figuring out what customers want, focusing on specific groups, and putting goods in a way that makes them stand out. By giving customers advantages, businesses can offer value and satisfaction, which leads to repeat purchases and profits. STP, segmentation, targeting, and positioning, is used in marketing strategy to find a niche for a company's products. Positioning is the process of making sure a brand has a clear place in the minds of consumers, which brings the most benefits to the business. It helps marketing strategy by making clear what the brand is all about, what its goals are, and what makes it special. The brand replacement test is a good way to measure how well a brand is positioned. If a marketing activity, like an ad campaign or introducing a new product, doesn't work as well with a competing brand, that's a sign of good placement. A well-positioned brand should be clear about what it stands for and how it does things. It should strike a mix between goals for now and goals for the future, leaving room for growth. Positioning should strike a good mix between where the brand is now and where it could go. One result of positioning is making a customer-focused value proposition. This proposition gives a convincing reason for the target market to buy a product or service. It shows how the key benefits of a product or service meet customer wants. Hertz, Volvo, and Domino's have changed their value propositions over time with their various target customers. In order to position a brand, marketers have to figure out what their brand has in common with rivals and what makes it different. In particular, deciding on a positioning requires 1. Choosing a frame of reference by identifying the target market and relevant competition. 2. Identifying the best points of parity and points of difference brand associations given the frame of reference. And 3. Making a brand mantra that sums up the positioning and essence of the brand. The competitive frame of reference shows which names a brand competes with and helps guide competitive analysis. Target market decisions affect the choice of frame of reference. Targeting certain customers can change the way businesses compete, since they may have already done so in the past or plan to do so in the future. Certain goods or brands may also affect what people in that segment decide to buy. To determine a brand's competitive frame of reference, consider its category and comparable products. However, a company's competitors may not be clear. When entering new markets or growing, a brand may need a broader competitive frame. Newcomers and new tools can pose a greater danger than established competitors. Firms should broaden their competitive frame to make better comparisons. Competition can be looked at from both the business and the market's point of view. Industries are put into groups based on things like the number of sellers, how different their products are, how hard it is to get into the industry, how much it costs, how vertically integrated it is, and how global it is. What is marketing myopia? A short-sighted strategy in which a company focuses too much on its own goods or industry and not enough on its customers' broader needs and trends. They don't change with the changing market, which can make them less competitive and less relevant. Using the market method, we define competitors as companies that meet the same customer need. For example, a customer who gets a word processing software package really wants the ability to write, which can also be done with pencils, pens, or, in the past, typewriters. Marketers need to get rid of marketing myopia by not limiting competition to standard categories or businesses. Coca-Cola was so focused on soft drinks that it didn't notice the competition from coffee bars and fresh fruit juice bars, which hurt its business. The market idea of competition shows that there is a wider range of actual and possible competitors than just product categories. Jeffrey Rayport and Bernard Jaworski suggest mapping the buyer's journey in getting and using the product to find both direct and indirect rivals. This analysis shows both the possibilities and problems a company may face. Competitor analysis is a must for successful positioning. Using a SWOT analysis helps find out what your rival's real and perceived strengths and weaknesses are. Table 10.2 shows survey findings for competitors A, B, and C. Competitor A excels in sales but not product selection or technical support. Competitor B is strong in sales and product availability. Competitor C is often poor. This data allows the company to target competitor A for product availability and technical assistance and competitor C for other elements. Competitor B's shortcomings are minor. It's important to understand your opponent's plan and goals. Size, history, management, and money all affect their plans and activities. If a competitor is part of a bigger company, you should know the parent company's growth, profit, and other goals. Using this research, marketers must find the competition's frame of reference. In stable markets, it's easy to spot the top competitors. Because there are different kinds of competition in dynamic groups, there may be more than one frame of reference. After finding the competitive frame of reference, target market, and rivals, marketers figure out the points of difference and points of parity associations. Points of difference are perks or qualities that are specific to a brand. These ties can be based on different traits or benefits. For example, Louis Vuitton might advertise its stylish handbags, Energizer its long-lasting batteries, and Fidelity Investments its excellent financial advice. Apple's design and ease of use are examples of strong brands with various pods. For business positioning, you need connections with your company that are strong, positive, and unique. Method Products shows that a new product can do well in an existing market. A point of difference brand relationship is desirable, deliverable, and distinct from other associations. Desirable to consumer. The company should connect with customers. Select Relaxation Sleep Number beds offer customizable support for ultimate relaxation. Brands must convince consumers of their benefits. Mountain Dew boasts more caffeine for energy, whereas Chanel No. 5 is associated with elegance and exquisite fashion. Deliverable by the company. The company needs resources and attention to build and maintain brand association. Product design and marketing should support the desired association. General Motors used bold designs and current images to rebrand Cadillac. Market stars with proven results outlast fashion-based companies. Differentiating from competitors. The brand association must be superior to competitors. Splenda, a sugar substitute without side effects, leads its market. Monster differentiated itself from Red Bull by offering more energy items in innovative containers. Achieving a point of parity means being good enough on a specific attribute or benefit within a range of acceptance. Sometimes, positioning success lies in achieving points of parity rather than points of difference. When a brand is competing in more than one category or growing, it may see different frames of reference with each of its competitors. Starbucks may face different competitors in quick-serve restaurants, home and office consumption, and local cafes. In marketing, frame of reference is how a new product, service, or concept is seen by the target market. This creates a specific picture or idea about or surrounding a product, service, or concept being marketed. There are two main options with multiple frames of reference. One way is to figure out the different types or categories of competitors and then see if it is possible to come up with a single positioning strategy that is strong enough to deal with them all. If there are many competitors, it may be necessary to narrow the focus by choosing the most important group of companies as the competitive frame. It's important to remember that trying to appeal to the widest audience usually results in a lowest common denominator positioning. A company can sometimes operate in two frames of reference with one set of differences and similarities. These cases turn differences into parity. Subway sells delicious, healthy sandwiches. This positioning lets the brand create a pop on taste and a pod on health. Brands benefit from straddle positions. Creating a solution that is the best of both worlds by matching client needs is appealing, but it costs. If the brand's points of parity and points of difference are not convincing, it may not be taken seriously in either area. This risk is shown by the fact that early palm-sized personal digital assistants, PDAs, weren't able to fill the gap between pagers and computers. To avoid being perceived as just another average choice, Marketers have to recognize that any product or service can stand out. Michael Porter emphasized the necessity of developing a sustained competitive advantage, which is a company's capacity to beat its competitors in ways that are hard to replicate. Some companies have done well by making medicines that come from the cells of the body instead of from chemical processes. When the patents on these biologics run out, it will be hard for copycat drug makers to make generic versions of them. Most competitive benefits, however, aren't long-lasting. Instead, they can be used to create new advantages. Long-lasting organizations have to come up with new ideas and create new benefits to keep their place. When defining brand positioning, marketers normally focus on their company's points of difference and those that rivals share. Brand characteristics demonstrate a brand's ability to deliver benefits. Consumers care most about the benefits they will gain from a product, which can be supported by many different characteristics. A brand's point of difference might be any distinctive benefit customers want and can acquire from a product or service. The best benefits usually include how well something works. Changes in marketing can help you stand out. Brand positioning can address customers' social and psychological demands as well as product performance. Marlboro's Macho Cowboy image appealed to smokers, boosting sales. Marketers must combine client needs with company capabilities to differentiate. This includes building distribution methods that make buying items easier and more exciting. Marketers can use perceptual maps to help them decide which benefits to use as points of parity, POPs, and points of difference, PODs, when positioning a brand. Perceptual maps graphically depict people's preferences and perceptions. They place brands by choosing the right points of parity, POPs, and points of difference, PODs.
These photos demonstrate varied perspectives on products, services, and branding.
Looking at the gaps between what customers desire and how they conceive of a brand can help marketers identify unmet requirements and marketing possibilities. Through points of difference and points of parity, a brand's positioning should engage customers logically and emotionally.
Strong brands employ performance benefits to develop emotional relationships.
Authenticity is essential to brand loyalty. Sincere brands like Hershey's can build trust, love, and loyalty. Authenticity has practical benefits. Welch's, owned by a family of farmers, emphasizes local sourcing to meet consumer desire for transparency in food origins and production. Emotional branding, by setting a business apart, can result in financial success. O2, a phone company, rebranded with a focus on freedom and capability. This drew new clients, built loyalty, and raised average revenue. In the public offering, Telefonica bought O2 for more than 3 times its initial value. Business mantras are concise statements, usually 3 to 5 words long, that capture a company's mission. They guide companies in shaping customer perceptions and responses. Brand mantras play a crucial role in directing product launches, advertising campaigns, and sales strategies by emphasizing differences. They act as filters to align marketing efforts and actions with the brand image, leaving a positive impression on clients. A good brand mantra effectively communicates what the brand stands for and sets it apart from rivals. Nike and Disney are also well-known examples that show the power and value of a well-written business mantra. Brand mantras are company-used, unlike keywords. They should educate and inspire. Communicate. A brand motto should identify its business area and uniqueness. Simplify. A smart business mantra is clear, memorable, and powerful. Inspire. The brand motto should be meaningful to as many employees as possible. Brands that want to grow should identify their product or benefit region. Brand extensions are categorized by product, service, event, or benefit descriptions. Strong brand slogans could highlight product differences. For the brand slogan to function, no brand should outperform all others. Marketers can use a brand positioning bull's-eye schematic to communicate their brand positioning plan. This clarifies placement without skipping steps. Good placement frequently includes points of difference, PODs, and points of parity, POPs. However, 2 or 3 major PODs and POPs that describe the marketplace should be highlighted. The 90-10 rule states that a solid brand positioning should work for at least 80% of a brand's items. Placing all your items often fails. Check the remaining 10 to 20% of goods to make sure they suit the branding strategy and make any necessary revisions. Customers must know which group a brand is in, especially for new products. Consumers may recognize the spot but not the brand. In these situations, it might help to emphasize being a part of the collective. Some brands try to stand out by placing themselves in categories they don't fit in, to set themselves apart from others, like DiGiorno. Positioning is the process of figuring out who a brand is meant for and then emphasizing its unique qualities. First, advertising creates a brand's picture. Brand placement can be reached by 1. Promoting category benefits. Marketers show the brand's ability to offer category benefits. Antacids advertise their ability to ease heartburn. 2. Comparing two examples. When companies work with well-known and respected names in the same area, it gives them more credibility. 3. Product descriptor. The category of the brand can be easily described by the product descriptor. Before being renamed Freestyle, the Ford station wagon was called a sports wagon. Some traits and advantages are negatively associated, making it difficult to communicate points of parity, POPs, and points of difference, PODs. Healthy individual traits and benefits, such as heritage, can be good and bad. Positioning requires addressing these trade-offs. Other methods include starting separate marketing efforts for different brand qualities, linking the brand to a person or place that exemplifies the desired attribute, and redefining the negative relationship between attributes and advantages as a positive one. Monitoring the competition is necessary for brand positioning. It's important to assess the brand's points of parity, POPs, and points of difference, PODs, in the market on a regular basis. This shows if the brand positioning should be changed or if it should be removed. To measure competition, you can use 3 things: market share, mind share, and heart share. Market share is a competitor's share of their target market. Mind share is the percentage of customers who think of the rival first in an industry. Heart share is the number of customers who prefer to buy from the competitor. Brand positioning has moved away from features and benefits.
Storytelling and company tales increasingly increase brand experiences by tapping into consumers' memories and associations.
Narrative branding includes the brand's story, customer journey, visual language, experiential expression, and role in consumers' lives. Primal branding views brands as intricate concepts. Google, Mini Cooper, and Starbucks attract customers with their primal code, or DNA, an origin story, credo, symbol, rituals, sacred language, treatment of non-believers, and strong leadership. Cultural branding relies on culture understanding and cultural experts to create effective companies. American Girl dolls emphasize mother-daughter bonding and passing on feminine attributes, while ESPN Zone promotes guys to compete. Other ways invite customers to co-create the brand's meaning and direction. It's termed brand wickification. This proposal highlights how people from varied backgrounds have shaped the brand's story and image. Positioning and branding for small businesses can be challenging due to limited resources. However, successful entrepreneurs have built strong brands with creativity and focus. Here are some key guidelines. 1. Find a compelling product or service advantage that sets you apart from competitors. 2. Focus on building 1 or 2 strong brands based on key associations. 3. Encourage product or service trial through sampling or demonstrations. 4. Develop a cohesive digital strategy to enhance brand visibility. 5. Create buzz in a loyal brand community through word of mouth and cost-effective promotions. 6. Employ a well-integrated set of brand elements, such as names, logos, and packaging. 7. Leverage secondary associations to build brand equity and credibility. 8.
Conduct low-cost marketing research using methods like partnering with local colleges or universities.
Small businesses usually can't afford to make mistakes like big brands can because they don't have as many resources. Instead, they have to plan and carry out their marketing programs with much more care.
Thank you.